something, possibly a third one if they have to fall back on the later stages of the game, because right now, I don't know. It's looking really good for Monkey's Freedom Fighters, in my opinion, right now, because one, they have Lena who can get Ags really easily and blow up the gyrocopter, depending on, and then they have PL, they have Magnus with RP.
10 seconds
Actually,
remaining.
never mind. I take this back. Yeah, Lena will go Yules first, then Ags, but Magnus is going to be in the mid lane,
remaining.
and still, Lena always can find farm on the map. We've seen what Fly can do in the complexity days. Speaking of like a month ago, but he just farms so fast. And in this game, I suppose Lena is going to be picked up by who's it going to be played by? Cap, are you on your A game?
It's Saksha, right? Arise is going to be playing the mid. Oh wait,
right.
Yapsor and Mad are the two supports. I think it's a little bit of comfort.
Oh.
Okay, I knew Sing Sing was playing like the carry, but I wasn't sure if he was gonna. Because Saksha also used to play.
I always
carry,
remember
right?
Beaver Knight playing carry. That's the only thing, and Arise is always Mag. That's.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Arise Magnets, like 100%, not a question, right? But Saksha used to play carry, right? Back when he played with Mad on, I don't even remember what their team name was. Terra Firma. Yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, so the times that I've seen Monkey Freedom Fighters, they went like the one position Mirana, which was like, okay, that's very obviously going to be Sing Sing, but I guess Sing Sing's going to always be playing the 3, and Paris is going to be playing that offlane role.
Yeah. I mean, see him going to be rounding the draft off. I love this hero. This is like another Earthshaker pick for the Phantom Lancer. If he goes on you, you just ulti, and then almost all the illusions are gone. So I really do love the counter. Both TPs going out simultaneously here at the bottom. They're going to scout this out. Oh man, Dota's become a TP game.
Yeah, this is the escalation of force, right? Where you see like it used to be that offlaners would immediately run and try and get their ward down, but then supports would start leaving their lane, start leaving the fountain fast enough that they could see you where you warded, so that would immediately get counter warded, or maybe they would even zone you out. So then the offlaners started TPing, and next thing you know, we've got the supports TPing as well, and the result is our offlaner is not going to be able to get a ward down that blocks the camp at all, and he may have to suffice with just a rune ward, which is exactly what he's going to do, but okay, that was the dire side ping.
I don't know.
Maybe
Every
they just
single
don't
time
like
I
that
see.
ward.
What are you gonna say?
His teammates were pinging out the ward that he placed, like 2 of them, and I'm just not sure if they just didn't like the ward that he placed. But either way, they are going to have their own camp locked out.
F3 here. Yeah, it doesn't give that much. I don't know, he's still going to be blocking in these trees though, so I expect Mag to still get level 3 and then, or 2.5, and see what he does afterwards.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this is the offlane Tusk play, very similar to the Clockwork Cogs, where he's going to use Ice Shards to be able to block in the creeps, and then he's going to move down, free open this little area, and the creeps are going to run down into the trees, if he does it correctly. And I'm sure he will be able to. Mag, star player. Sure enough, there you have it. Able to block 2 of the creeps in, and that will force the creep equilibrium to his favor, allow him to get a cheap level 2. Pretty much risking nothing. Meanwhile, you could see on the safe lane here, Vega Squadron Soul is actually blocking up the creeps to make sure they all come at once. Paris did do a little bit of extra blocking for the melee creeps, so he may have the creep equilibrium to his favor as well. But this is definitely a very dangerous lane. Double disables mixed in with a gyrocopter rocket barrage.
Yeah, he did, however, go for the Ether Shock first, so he won't have the disable to hold him in if he wants to use his rocket barrage, so they can't get the kill just yet. When Solo gets level 2 though, yeah, Paris has to be very careful here.
Not terribly surprising though that he goes Ether Shock first, right? Because it's such I mean, it's probably the nuke that does the most damage at level 1. 140.
Yeah, normally you're not going to get the Shackle off, but Paris playing as aggressive as he is, missing the cogs there. I mean, it's either way. Normally I get the Ether Shock too, just to harass the person out of lane.
Meanwhile, they're going to be having a jungler, their last pick, Crystal Main, who's already level 2. This is the power of the jungling Crystal Main. You can do it pretty quickly for a support. And being able to have that extra mana aura. Paris actually being dove in deep here. Pasha not quite in range. he's not going to be able to get that first blood, and will actually cost him probably his own health potion in return.
Yep, still good. Looking mid here, we've got Rise 5-0. I would say that's pretty good considering he's going against the Queen of Pain here. He's deciding not to bottle Crow, so they're going to be camping the bottom rune for him. And no one's going to get a lucky regen if he wants it. Seema's camping that, so life just became hell for Magnus, I feel like.
Yeah, at least he's going to get the bounty rune at bottom lane to refill up his bottle, but obviously regeneration, a lot powerful. Let's talk about the Radiant side support duo, though. The Ogre Magi and the Lina support. Yapster's actually played this 4 position Lina before on Monkey Freedom Fighters to much success.
Oh, top lane, Solo's diving, Paris.
Jeez, that is way too deep, and now he may be giving away the first blood. Matt's going to come in, stun him up. He actually doesn't have enough mana yet for Ignite, but he will. And with the boots
He's
advantage...
got boots, though.
He should be able to get this. CM is coming in from the side, will be able to get the Frostbite. They're going to turn now, but Paris is actually going to come in from the side and start doing some damage out to Solo. Cogs push them back, but Matt is actually the one still to fall as the Rocket Barrage does its work, and now Paris is stuck in an awkward position where he's unable to do anything. Solo passing off the aggro over to Pasha, and it looks like Vega will make sure that everyone survives in exchange for that first blood.
Yeah, that was a really good heads-up play of them running back in the tower and then Gyro tanking it because no one saw Magnus going top. So they immediately told him, hey, he's going this way, so go back. And that was a really good play coming from Vega.
So a bit unfortunate, Paris just feeling so much pressure. He does still stay alive and seems to be getting some pretty decent levels, but obviously that coveted first blood going the way of Vega. Meanwhile, our mid lane, as you said before, it's going to be hell for a Rise, and that prediction certainly coming true. 20-8 on the Queen of Pain compared to our 13-0 Magnus. Then again, Magnus is always a hero. No matter what kind of pressure he's under, he's still going to do okay in his lane, right? And it's more important that you just get a decent timing on your Blink Dagger and what you do with that farm rather than how much farm you got in that lane.
Yeah, this is kind of like a classic matchup that I like to play. I know I'm gonna lose mid, no matter what. Well, speaking of which, initiation on the top lane. No one doesn't have ulti yet, but a lot of harassment coming out on the Ogre. And bottom lane, oh, they got a haste rune on Mag. He's going on Yapsor. Yapsor's gonna stun in time. He's gonna miss it. The haste rune is gonna clean up Yapsor here. And
alright, well, he's probably coming over to try and get that skewer, but he's just made it too easy for Mag to be able to clean up that kill. Still though, 2-0 now in the favor of Vega. Very surprised that Tusk was able to pick up that haste rune ahead of him, but gets him that free kill. And seems like the support duo Monkey Freedom Fighters really isn't doing as much as they hoped.
Yeah, it's just going to be on them stacking the jungle. Let's look at the stack. They don't even have any stacks 5 minutes of the game. Maybe one over here south of the rune at the bottom, but now they're going to start stacking, helping, I guess you could say, the Magnus Empower with the Beaver Knight combo. That'll be happening later on in the game, but I guess they can shockwave the waves down and maybe Arise can get a faster Blink Dagger, but it's no Storm Spirit jungling, that's for sure.
Gyrocopter is actually pulling the wave away from his tower. He wants to keep that creep equilibrium as close to the tower as possible to make it harder for the Clockwork. The farther he goes in, deeper he goes into this lane, more likely that he is going to be dying to this combination. Already trying to lead with the Shackles, but as you said, it's really difficult. The range of Shackles just not long enough to be able to stay outside of the range of Cogs.
Yep. Also had that ward scouting out that he was coming over, so easily able to time the Cogs, and not having that Hex at level 3 is probably hurting him. That would have been an easy kill if he had it, in my opinion, but...
Yeah, all they have to do is disable him long enough for the Gyrocopter to be able to get in melee range, so once Clockwork does get the Cogs off, he actually brings the Clockwork, or the Gyrocopter, inside of the Cogs rather than outside.
Attack.
Yeah, with 6 now, Posh can even solo kill the Clockwork really easy, and it could be...
It's a pretty big rotation. The 2 supports, and they even had their Queen of Pain coming up to the top lane, but doesn't look like they're going to use him anymore. Already slowing down Paris, leading in. There goes his Shackles. Pasha pushed back. He's going to get off the ultimate, but is it going to be enough? Paris? Well, Jesus. That damage of the call down nuke was enough to be able to overwhelm him. And now a 3rd kill going the way of Vega Squadron. Monkey Freedom Fighters, just no real response. They do have a silver lining in that their Phantom Lancer is getting free farm, and he's one of those heroes that is a ticking time bomb to be sure, but the early game seems to be controlled pretty well by Vega Squadron.
Well, looking at no one here, 41 to 30 of a rise, as you expected here. I'm interested to see what no one goes for this game. Probably, I would say, an Orchid here, just to shut down even the PL, go around ganking and helping a lot. Doesn't really need a Yules or anything too fancy, and I've seen a lot of Queen of Pains, if they go, you know, Ags or something first, they lack disables, but in this case they have, you know, good disable in Tusk, good disable in Shadow Shaman, so it's not too bad just to tank up if he wanted to go that route, but we'll see what he wants to do. And well, Paris going to be blocking up this top lane right now, and he's almost level 5, but with Clockwork not having the levels, they don't really have the initiation right now.
Yeah. The lack of Blink Dagger and the lack of Hookshot, it's going to make things difficult for Monkey Freedom Fighters if they ever want to go for kills. But as you can see, Mag actually came up to this lane trying to get a kill on the Clockwork. Snowball being a great way to be able to just bypass those cogs. But unfortunately, it looks like Paris was able to kind of spot it out. Pretty impressed by the way he's playing his offlane so far. Like, it's a very dangerous lane, but he's managed to keep his deaths to a minimum. Even going so far as bringing the Gyrocopter back to that tier 1 tower in an attempt to kill him, and even that Shadow Shaman all the way to the tier 2. So yeah,
you can look at both offlaners. They have almost the same CS. It's just so hard to get stuff done, because normally this is the phase where people just go back into jungle, they have stacks, and they just farm together.
Yeah, you can see Mag right now, it's actually doing it with Solo. Clearing through this hard camp stack, and the
TP rotation, did they see that? He just went and Viz. Oh, they pinged it. They pinged it.
No.
They know.
They're all going to head back. Oh, maybe they're going to bait it out. I thought they were just going to head back to their tower, but it looks like with this TP in, they're going to try and actually play this one out. Counter, it's too late. All right, it's already been able to push back Pasha, but that is going to actually put them in a bad position with a great ultimate going out. And a simple numbers game will make it easy for Vega Squadron. Now going to go on to a rise as well, surrounding him with the snowball, run him down with the Gyrocopter, and all 3 kills going to Vega Squadron, 6-0 now at the 9-minute mark.
And a tower gets claimed by them too. This is huge momentum. So what went wrong there is that Clockwork, he used Battery Assault, and then he had 0 mana to use Cogs. If they could have Cogs, they could have probably saved the other 2, but since Paris didn't have any mana there, that hurt the rest of his team too. And yeah, nice warding going on, coming from the side of Vega here, scouting that out.
Yeah, certainly. It seems to be very much flavor of the month, or rather the last 2, maybe 3 months, is that a lot of aggressive warding happens in the laning phase. The supports are always trying to sneak in. I feel like it kind of started with that this cliff ward by the Roshan spot, where people like realized how good that was, and being able to get vision behind the tower was so valuable that then supports started actually making it a primary reason to get wards behind towers. So you could see Vega Squadron with that mid lane ward, top lane ward, obviously very successful. And that's got to come down to the prevalence of smokes in the early 15-minute marks, right? Is that smokes are such a big deal when it comes to shutting down
normally
the mids.
people, they TP to the tier 2s, so both of these wards are scouting out when they TP to the tier 2s. That's why these wards are amazing right now. It scouts out that when you want to do the counter plays, and it doesn't help when they have vision.
Meanwhile, you could see Monkey Freedom Fighters opting for much more defensive vision. Pretty standard stuff covering the river for the most part. I mean, they do want to play the long game, right? Try and push this game as late as possible for the Phantom Lancer. But you can't just constantly sit back. What are the best openings for Monkey Freedom Fighters to get a pickoff or 2? Do they just wait until that Blink Dagger?
They needed the 6 on Clockwork. They have that now. The Blink Dagger too, as you said. But since they're so far behind Vega, they can just pressure now easily, and they can even save the wards. They don't even have to use them bottom lane. They can save them for Roshan. This is what I was talking about. I hope they don't drop them, but they might.
Looks like Mag, he's already got the Arcane Boots. Yeah, they do drop them. At the same time, if they take this tier 1 tower faster, that also means they can get back to mid faster to defend.
Yeah, they really have no push on.
Bottom
so,
has fallen.
there's not much. They can only just team fight, and they realize that.
No one comes forward. He does have his ultimate. Arise drops pretty low. No one is actually still going to go for it. Fine. TP out. And I think, yeah, he simply just didn't have vision that far up.
Yeah. Don't want to go on the high ground when you don't have vision. There's always going to be something, and no one could have fed easy RP in the face with the Lina there, and you're dead, and then you're feeding away all the hard-earned mid one that you... I don't know, that's hard-earned gold. Oh, yes, so Blake's in!
Light Strike Array does land. He still has the Laguna Blade. He's going to try and pop the Queen of Pain with the extra stun out from the Ogre Magi. They finally get themselves on the board. Monkey Freedom Fighter's going to look for a second kill now on the Crystal Maiden, who was desperately trying to help out the Queen of Pain with that ultimate, but it does not deter Monkey Freedom Fighters one bit. And 2 kills now for Monkey Freedom Fighters, changing up the game pretty dramatically.
Back in the game, kill one of the highest net worths on the enemy team, actually the highest net worth.
Yep.
Helping spread the gold around.
I was just about to say, the difference between the PL, who easily had the highest amount of CS just a minute ago, he was almost 1,000 gold behind that Queen of Pain. That one kill brings the Queen of Pain a little bit lower in net worth and helps the PL out pretty dramatically. He's already working towards that defusal. I've seen this a couple times now, that Phantom Lancers completely foregoing the treads. Now, I've seen it sometimes where PLs even forego the drums as well and go straight to Fusel when they're really, really desperate and have to have that fighting item as soon as possible. But what do you make of, well, hold on. We'll talk about that in a second because Solo, he's going to go down here. In fact, he's going to go down solo as Mac just completely abandons him.
Yeah, they
but what about the treads?
I don't know. It's really tough to be in this situation when you're down 0-6. You might feel pressured, and there's 2 things, right? You can either split push or you can team fight. And his decision this game was for team fight items, because sometimes you see people, get drums and then bots. But instead, he's gonna go, Mag.
Arise, the famed Magnus player, completely whiffing that RP.
That would have been a kill too.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like having a player like Arise, who's known for kind of signature heroes, supposed to be a little bit of an advantage in the draft, in that many teams will actually ban away the Magnus in the second banning phase. But here, Vega Squadron let Arise have his favorite hero, and it seems to actually be working out fine so far.
Well, we'll see. That was going to be even more space, because then they could have maybe stalled this mid-push a little bit longer. And, well, with that, they're going to have complete map control now, though, for Vega.
Oh, the double move. Oh, that actually does quite a good amount of damage to both Pasha as well as the Shadow Shaman. Still, though, the ward's being dropped to ensure that the Tier 1 tower falls. All outer towers, or all outer Tier 1 towers, gone anyway for MFF. And this will just... Which, actually, I mean, those towers gone does give you a sign of hope, because Sing Sing is still ahead of everybody else in net worth, despite not having a single tower.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of there's still a lot of gold left on the map.
Oh yeah. And normally this is the hardest part in Dota. Normally you get the tier 1s, and then you're like, okay, what do we do next? Do we invade their jungle? Do we do Roshan? What do we do? How do we cut off the flow even more from Team Kappa?
Dire's top tower is
well, what's your suggestion? Should they be trying to do Roshan now, or continue to fight?
Well, with Rasa wards down, it's kind of hard, and they still don't have the Ags on Queen of Pain, even though he had that great start. Kind of, he still hasn't really used his ult. Have we seen a Queen of Pain ulti once this game?
I haven't. I've seen situations where I thought he was going to ult, but no one, I think, just made the call that it wasn't going to be enough damage.
It's really weird. 16 minutes in the game, and we haven't seen one. And normally you would see them applying a lot of pressure with their heroes. They can do so just because of how far ahead they got in the early game. But another smoke up here.
Sol has a Blink Dagger and what I presume is going to be a Glimmer Cape, which is pretty useful for any channeling spells like Shackles.
They see him. They see
RP? Yeah, Rise gets this one. Gonna pull it back right to Paris, who immediately caught him inside with Battery Assault. Should be enough damage. Thankfully, he gets a Laguna Blade out, and he actually goes for more. Going on to the Crystal Main, looks like he should be dying here without claiming the kill. At the same time, though, they did manage to get the Lina as well, thanks to the Tusk and Solo combination with that Shadow Shaman. So while they do successfully gank the gyrocopter and shut him down, it does cost them a pretty penny with 1 core and 1 support falling in return.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Beaver Knight finishes up his Diffusal Blade. Oh my goodness, this is one of the fastest farming PLs I've seen in a long time. He's playing really well this game, and I suspect next he'll just go for the Boots of Travel, and that could be them getting back in the game. Just, he can split push so effectively. They don't have the... I mean, even if they had the Orchid on Queen of Pain, now with the Diffusal up, that's a good counter, but they're gonna have to find a way to shut down the PL, I feel, right now.
Yule Scepter. Oh, what is this build? Okay, never mind. It's just the value point booster, right? Value point booster, and then going for the Yule Scepter, and then back to the Aghanim Scepter eventually on our Lina.
Yeah, she's really squishy, but if you have that Yule, sometimes the movement speed helps a lot getting away. All right, here we go. Hook shot, bro.
Paris?
Got this. Come on, Paris.
You gonna go for it here? 1500 HP left on Roshan, doesn't look like.
No.
They've spotted out, like, the ward's being laid down. And at the very least, you could say that slows down their next push, most likely, because they'll want to wait for the wards. So, it's a start.
Well, looking over here, Rise, did he finish up his force? No. He just has his Staff of Wizardry. I thought he had more gold than that. But I would still say Rise, even though he had 1 whiff so far, still playing relatively well. He's gotten some... It's only amounted to 1 kill, though, which is kind of weird. I feel like there's been a lot of action, but little kills so far.
Yeah, he's actually now fallen behind, well, was the Tusk as well as the Shadow Shaman in net worth. So yes, the PL still top of the net worth board by a pretty decent margin, all things considered. Looks like he's going to have to play this game pretty much solo, with him operating on all the farm. And they're just going to have to use some of their utility. Pretty much no one on his team is going to have any real items to rely upon. Actually, I take that back. YapzOr, considering he was the 4th-position Lina, is doing very well in farm. So it feels like those 2 heroes are the only heroes that are going to have any items to work with. And it's going to be entirely up to them getting a good RP combination with the Empower on Sing Sing that will allow them to take a fight against Vega Squadron.
Yeah, it should be really... I don't know, having the Ags Lina soon, I mean, the way that he's farming right now, YapzOr is just playing like a beast. It should be relatively easy to kill this Gyrocopter, I feel, just because of... He's going for the Sange and Yasha right now, but still, they're going to have the easy setups if he gets... he has the Yules, so Pasha has to be a little bit careful, and they have to use the Roshan timings perfectly this game. Right now they have the Aegis up. They need to get 1 or 2 towers right now, and then wait for the next Roshan, and then try to go for another one, because right now I feel like with Kappa's team fight, I think they have a better team fight at times. Like, it's really hard to say right now because because Mag has a mechanism right now, but still I think that it should be relatively the same depending on how Arise plays Magnus.
What do you think about the no Bloodlust builds on our Ogre Magi? Considering that we already have 1 buff from the Empower on the PL, it would seem like it would be favorable to give him a secondary one if you already are.
It's only 75 mana and he has a Soul Ring, so there's no mana problems.
Yeah. Instead he's gone for the maxed out Ignite, and he feels like that harassment factor could be better, especially when dealing with these early pushes. In fact, Vega Squadron. Early push seems to be the name of the game. It's 20.5 minutes in, and already they were almost knocking on that tier 3. Instead, they choose to mass TP back and go for a pause, apparently, while Pasha DCs out.
Yeah, that's just a tactic you do. You make sure that everyone TPs back, or at least 4 of them, so you can just TP back to your other towers and then farm your side of the map, farm their side of the map. It's a really good, smart heads-up play from Vega Squadron, just pressuring, looking like they're pressuring that tower, and they know they can get out pretty easily because they were all just in the top lane.
Alright, it's 20 minutes in. Taking a look at the network chart, we have a 3,000 gold lead for Vega Squadron and a very slight experience lead now for Monkey Freedom Fighters. A gyrocopter has gone for the pretty typical Sange first. Hasn't actually completed the Helmet Dominator. I'm presuming he's going to complete the S and Y before.
Yes, I was checking his item progression. He was at the side shop. I was thinking he was going to buy the Helm of the Dom, but instead he bought the full Sange at the... He bought it here. It was pretty funny. He bought it here. He just got the Ogre Club, or the Belt of Giant. Is that it? Belt of Giant Strength?
Belt of Giant Strength.
Oh, whew. Item's hard, dude. And then, yeah,
or it
he just got the
that's actually the Dota name. Dota 1 name. It's just Belt of Strength now. Dota 2.
See, I remember something from 5 years ago.
Lore.
That's easy. Alright. Well, got some downtime
I
here.
think Helmet Dominator really wouldn't be the build for this game, though.
Yeah, they have a lot of magic damage. It's not that good.
Yeah, like, he could try and go, okay, I'll stack up the Ancients, and I'll have, like, this good amount of farm to be able to fall back on, but they want to be aggressive, they want to keep this game pretty high tempo, and I feel like Ancient stacking always slows down the game, and then on top of that, you also have very much a very large risk that PL could take that away from you, especially with the Empower that he's operating on. We've already seen him clear through his own Ancient stack on the Radiant side. Yep,
there's, like, big key factors to that, too. PL's out farming them, and they probably know that. The other one is that they have Rasta, so it's designed for these timing pushes, along with getting the Aegis to push as well. So if you have this kind of lineup, yeah, you want to play aggressive when you can, and it's not too bad to stack up the Ancients. They have it right now just for 2, but yeah, you don't want to spend your whole time. This is not a fear game. You don't just stay at the Ancients.
Well,
do you remember seeing that game?
What?
You remember when Fear was like at the Ancients for like 20 minutes at TI? I think it was a game.
Yes, I did.
That was, jeez, that was crazy. It was like, oh, well, we're just gonna see the farming, and they did the Savin reference. That was pretty funny.
So we got a Blade Mail almost on Clockwork. Yapzor. We'll start working towards the Aghanim Scepter now. But other than that, not a whole lot of item progression from anybody that we haven't mentioned. There's the Glimmer Cape that we were talking about earlier on solo Shadow Shaman. And yeah.
I predict he's going to get an Ags and a Refresher.
Who?
Solo.
Ags Refresher. If the game goes late enough, that's the build?
Yeah. It's going to be a 60-minute game. 30-minute pause.
Oh, look at that. No one has a Pudge effigy for you.
Really? I keep on forgetting to put mine back on. I think it glitched or something.
If anybody wants to translate what this lion effigy says, I'd love to know.
Cap, when are we going to play some custom games, dude?
Never.
What?
What? I don't know.
You know, there's this good game coming out. It's getting updated still. Do you remember the Predator?
I remember a couple different Predator custom maps.
Okay, it's
Is it one of them actually based off of the sci-fi movie Predator? No?
No. No alien stuff.
No, it was no AVP map or something like that? Okay.
You pick each player gets a turn being the monster or whatever, the hero, and you have to kill all the other survivors, and then you basically get points each round. I don't know, it's just a game that it's pretty fun. It's kind of thinking like a mini game from Uther Party-ish.
Okay. So there's a custom map of that in Dota 2.
Dude, you're just a hater of custom games, man.
I'm not a hater. I'm not at all. I haven't played very many custom games because I'm just like, I'm waiting for the quality, you know? I'm waiting for them to actually be like fully fleshed out, no beta, no bugs. I can wait. I don't want to jump in too early into the custom game and just be disappointed. I'm saving myself, Ryo. I'm saving myself for something special.
But you could have said you could have been there at the beginning.
I was there at the beginning. I was there back in the Warcraft 3 days. That was the beginning.
Reborn's the beginning.
I mean, really, the beginning would be the StarCraft days, but Those were dark times.
I
Hey,
never
on
played
Strife.
StarCraft that much. Only a few times.
Yeah, me neither, man. RTS is just
That's
stressing
too.
me out.
I hate bike ring, dude. I don't want to play that.
No wonder you're not a top tier player.
I can play Naga really good though.
Oh,
So
really?
screw you.
Can you do like the triple or quad stack with Naga Siren? That's where real micro skills come into play. You could be fast enough to be able to stack well with Naga
I'll get back
Siren.
on you on that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I need a day of training. Hold on.
All right. We might just take a break here because I don't know what's going on, guys. But we're gonna take a short break. We'll play some music. I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm not even gonna go to a static screen. Just enjoy music. I'll pause the recording. Ryu, if you want to say something really funny at any point in time, I still have your microphone on.
Shh. Cat. Just go to sleep, bro.
For those of you who were curious, this lion effigy says something along the lines of, someone is going to be in pain. Now someone's going to be in pain. Someone's going to get hurt now. Something like that.
Yo, chat wants to say a story, Cap. You want to tell him a story?
No, I'm not going to tell them a story. Last time I told a story, everybody mocked me. No stories.
Come on, dude. Let's do a story time.
Do you have a story?
You know, I actually made a story up off the top of my head, and it wasn't half bad, but I can only do that when I text. So I might have to type it out. Talking doesn't work for me. I'm a retard.
Good thing you're a commentator then. the hell has a regular donkey courier?
I keep forgetting to switch over from my regular donkey courier because 2 months ago I put it back on
They
donkey.
both have regular donkey couriers. What's
Dude, you
happening?
can't forget donkey.
Professional players. Not cool, man. Not cool. Boys are back in town, boys are back in town. Oh, alright.
You gotta wait. Keep on waiting, waiting. Waiting on the world to change. Well, I can't sing. Oh well. Where's Toby when you need him?
Yeah, neither one of us can sing. Where's Toby?
My thanks.
Welcome back.
Dire's structures.
Alright, so for those of you who forgot where we were after that like 15-minute pause,
Dire's
this is game number 1 between Monkey Freedom Fighters and Vega Squadron. It's 4-8 right now, and Vega Squadron just went for kind of a 5-man push in the bottom lane, took that tier 2 tower, forced some TPs, and then backed up to farm some more.
Yep, everybody's gonna play like a pansy now because it's unpaused. Well, except for Paris. Might get solo. Nope.
Did he hookshot it for the... Oh, he actually hookshot it in cogs and everything, and he still couldn't get him.
Yeah, it was the Glimmer Cape. The Glimmer Factor.
Ah, that Glimmer Cape. So strong. Alright, so looks like Vega Squadron are not going to be taking too much time to farm. They're going to continue to try and bully Monkey Freedom Fighters with this Aegis that they have, take down the rest of these tier 2 towers. Looks like they'll still have Solo to defend. He does have the Ogre Club, so he may be going for that Aghanims build that you were talking about earlier. Do you think it's possible he also goes for a BKB?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think it's kind of needed when you have Alina with Yules. Almost all the time you want to have a way to counter-initiate that, and the only way I can think of right now, it's either Tusk, and maybe you can go for an offensive build, you know, maybe getting a... Well, he's going to get a BKB anyway, so it doesn't matter even talking about it. But he could potentially go for something else if they have 4 staffs as well, but it's just the safest option. Just to stand up in these team fights, man mode, be a man, no one.
Well, looks like Sing Sing's going to be a man as well. He looks to be going for a BKB as his next items, which, I mean, once they have that BKB, I really feel like they can challenge Vega Squadron. They obviously don't want to challenge the Aegis, but if they're forced into it, I think they can actually win a team fight here.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower is
It
under
really
attack.
does depend on Arise. I just want to see this guy perform so well. He's been doing really well. I would say 1 out of the 3 isn't too bad, or 2 out of the 3, but we'll see what he can produce in the upcoming fights. Split pushing here, they're going to get at least a tower, but all tier 2s are down from the side of Kappa, and see where they're going to go.
Oh, Arise actually going to make the jump here. RP, Light Strike Array, and will try and burn down Pasha. The Glimmer Cape is actually saving him. He's actually getting away from this one. Unbelievable. Parrot now locking in Solo. Inside of that one, doesn't have the Glimmer Cape. Pops his Blade Mail, trying to actually deal with his Crystal Main ultimate. Sing Sing comes back, able to finish off 1-0. And they do actually manage to pick up a 3rd now. Queen of Pain is going to be the next target. They don't have the Light Strike Array yet, so no one will be able to blink out, even though the Gyrocopter did die in the end.
The Clockwork Rocket got him.
Fight.
The Clockwork Rocket. What a player.
That had to be really close too, because Gyrocopter had like a decent, like I would feel like 150 HP left.
Yeah, I don't know how. I didn't see it, but that's the only explanation I can have, because he didn't hookshot Gyro, because you can see where he's dead, and... But man, that Glimmer Cape though from Solo though. Oh, yeah. YapzOr gonna get blinked on.
Yeah, he has the Yule Scepter, and actually just gonna go for the straight TP out, which will work. No one. Not enough damage in his arsenal to be able to finish him off. In fact, now, oh, almost did not. Well, I suppose he had. No. If he had managed to burn away the rest of his mana with no haste, then he could have diffused or purged off the haste. With no mana to blink and a haste rune gone. BL actually could have killed that that Queen of Pain, but unfortunately for him, just slightly enough mana for no one. Looks like another BKB. No one solo, or no, solo is going for the Aghanim Scepter. Who else is going PKB? Well, Sing Sing just finished up his. I feel like that last fight was actually good for Monkey Freedom Fighters.
Bosh is gonna get hooked here. He's gonna get cogs back. Now he doesn't have a BKB. He's gonna go down.
Yeah, they just burst everything they have on him, and they could actually take this here 2 towered now. Vega Squadron very unlikely to fight with their Gyrocopter down, and Sing Sing is actually going to be jumping up big time in the net worth over these last 2 to 3 minutes. Now sitting at 13,000 net worth. Probably will hit the 15,000 marker before the Gyrocopter is ready to go for a team fight.
Coming out smart play, just getting a pick off. They don't even need RP, just catching someone out. They know that no one had to go back to base. They're grouped, they're split up, and I mean, that's all they have to do because they're on a timing. Vega is on a timing. They really just want to push with Roche, or the Roche advantage, so not having that there, the Aegis, and the BKB on Gyro, definitely going to be hurting them.
Solo hiding himself in the trees here in this middle lane. Not sure what his plan is, but Vega Squadron, they'll probably have to wait on the next Roshan, right? Which is going to be up in another 2 minutes' time. They do have the medallion now for the Tusk, which will make it a lot easier for Vega Squadron to quickly do it, but I can't imagine they're going to try and force a fight, considering how that last one was quite even.
Yeah, and I honestly think Team Kappa have a stronger team fight now. It kind of depends on the Tusk now, because Posh not having a BKB, I feel like they're really weak when it comes to that all. Slayer team is getting picked off.
CM is super dead. And another pick off, which will just delay Vega Squadron a bit more.
Did you see the wording?
Yeah, the
it's
very
like
yeah, it's covering every single line. Like if you ever try and leave your base, if you're on Radiant side, you're gonna be spotted out. But at the same time, this very aggressive warding actually means that you lose a lot once Monkey Freedom Fighters are able to get an opening and push past that line. You lose all kind of vision and really have no control over where those ganks are going to be coming in. And that's exactly why the Crystal Maiden died up there in the top lane.
Paris was fishing for solo, just missed the hook shot there.
Ooh, there's the Aghanim Scepter for Yapzor. Level 2 Laguna Blade as well, so 675 pure damage. That'll really start putting pressure on this Gyrocopter. While he is having that Morbid Mask, you really need to go back to the Satanic before you really have a good enough recovery that the Laguna Blade doesn't threaten you as much. He also kind of needs BKB, I think. This Gyrocopter is just really
well, they're going to go on bottom, but this is not going to look good. Maybe they have the turnaround from Paris, but they're going to get him.
Nice Hex pass away, and now they're going to be able to BKB to the side. No one doesn't have enough physical damage by himself, and it's going to be threatened a bit. Links away, should be fine. Solo, though, is going to be caught. Gold Scepter and the LSA combo, making it easy for Yapzor to claim another kill.
Yeah, really good play there from Solo. Realized that his BKB was running out, no one was about to get Yules, and he would have died there. So Solo playing really well, saving his core.
That would have been such a huge pickoff, though, if they'd killed the Phantom Lancer there. I mean, he was just probably 2 right clicks away from dying.
Yeah. I don't think he needed to BKB because the when you use Doppelganger, it takes away the Shadow Strike, but just to be safe, he wanted to use it. So I'm not saying it was bad, but in the end, he probably didn't need to use it, but still. Sing Sing surviving there. And he's just going to go back to split pushing, what he does best.
And that probably leaves Monkey Freedom Fighters still capable of fighting over that Roshan pit. Pasha is farming up his BKB right now. Mithril Hammer and has enough for the Ogre Club. But is still a significant margin away from that BKB, while Roshan is sitting there waiting for someone to take the Aegis. No one. Oh, the Ignite actually hit him. He's going to Sonic Wave to start with. Blinks forward, will slow down Mad. Can Mad? Well, he doesn't actually have a TP. He was farming very aggressively without one, and should be dying here to no one.
Yep. And he's got a regen rune too. So if he wants to, yeah, he's gonna do. They're just gonna go for Roshan now.
Clockwork Rockets, though, constantly spying out if the Vega Squadron team is inside that Roshan pit. But that's the thing, right? Monkey Freedom Fighters don't have to try and take it for themselves. If they could just stall up Vega Squadron from getting that Aegis, they'll still be in a great position. Sing Sing's going to go out to that top lane and start pushing it out. He's got the boots of travel ready to go to join his team if necessary. The Absol going to find a pick off here on Solo. Dual Scepter, and he does have the Laguna Blade just to be able to pop Solo that much quicker. The question is, are they going to be able to get out for free? Paris, putting himself in the trees here, does not have a TP. Maybe a Clutch Force Staff? No, that's not going to be an option. Paris will die here in exchange for the pick off on Solo. But again, this is just buying Sing Sing time to aggressively push out that top lane.
Yeah, and without the roster, I don't think they can get Roshan. Maybe they can. They still have life still on Posh and the Sigil, but still, yeah, like you're saying, they're going to get split push, so they might need to go back on at least one of their heroes. BKB finally picked up, and another thing to note, why they were losing the team fights too, they could have, is because the blade mail on Clockwork, so finally it's done, and, well, mid lane, they're going to be looking for a play. No, they're just split pushing here.
Crystal Main trying to slow down Sing Sing, but that support by itself is not going to be enough, especially when Orion comes in, push them back. Glimmer Cape will save the day once again, though.
You know, it's really annoying when you play against Glimmer Cape.
Oh, he's actually going to go for this one. Sing Sing, though. Solo Glimmer Capes, and they have to force out the RP for that one. BL managing to get away. Arise dropping very low, though. Has the invis to be able to save him. Mad not quite so lucky. Now they actually do have vision thanks to the counter ward pick up Arise, and now Mad's going to be the next target, but it looks like he does successfully escape. Gyrocopter plus Mag, though. They just managed to finish up Roshan. Monkey Freedom Fighters, a bad...
Oh, Yapsor is getting pinched here, but he's going to get Mag!
He got him, and Paris is actually going to come in as well with the extra hook shot. Pasha just pops a BKB and turns to fight the Clockwork as fast as possible. TP out, and Pasha doesn't have the damage to finish him off in time. Ogre Magi finally does fall, took a while. But he does go down, and Monkey Freedom Fighters, who were looking really good just a minute ago, a couple of pickoffs, Roshan going the way of Vega Squadron, and Vega are probably back in control of this game.
Yeah. One bad thing is that wards are down, so they can't really make a play while Mag's RP is down as well. So they're just gonna have to continue farming here, and yeah, it's looking good. I would say a little bit better for Vega, but still, we'll have to see what PO wants to do. Sing Sing just gonna go down, split pushing, and I mean the only way they can really kill him is just 3-manning on him, because we saw last time No One and Solo, they tried to group up to take him down, but it wasn't enough, so now they need 3 people. And I guess the third person has to be the CM. If you can get the CM ulti off, it could probably burst down Sing Sing, as long as you have the lockdown.
Right. Do you agree with his item choice here? Manta. I've seen a lot of PLs that avoid the Manta and are going for things like the early Scotty, maybe a Butterfly. Sing Sing really seems to be doubling down on as much split push as possible.
Yeah, it helps your split push a bit out. It helps disable silences. There's no silences in the enemy team, though. This game, it helps, mostly for the split pushing. And the farming rate of Yasha can never be underestimated, just because of the movement speed it gives you. Walking around the map with like 350 movement speed compared to like 450, or that's not how much it gives you, but just a general idea. It helps tremendously, but it doesn't really need to speed up his farming process because he already has the Mag RP. So if he had went for something else, I could have said it's still good, because you probably want to get a Abyssal Blade or a Scotty to help out against the Gyrocopter here, just to help slow down the attack or lock him in place. Need to help out, but they can do a lot of things from Team Kappa that I'm really happy to see. They can kite forever. That's the one thing they have going for them. Like the Doppelganger, the Force Death from Clockwork, the hooks, the Yules from Lina. So they have a lot of things to deal with the Vega Squadron, just, face rushing them.
I feel like if they do get the Scotty, if PL is able to replace that Ring of Aquila with a Scotty, that Monkey Freedom Fighters will be impossible to beat. Just because that PL will be tanky enough that he should always survive through the flat cannon, which is currently Vega Squadron's like one of their best ways to deal with all those illusions and get guaranteed damage out on the real PL.
Yeah, you might even need a Divine in this game, honestly, from Bosch here, because just of how much damage, physical damage, they're lacking.
Yeah. He really has, because he's been so far behind in farm, and he's been getting these very small items, Obviously, he goes for the drums, pretty normal, still gets the lifesteal. But then SNY and BKB, like, he really doubled down on the mid-game, which means as we start going to that 45-minute marker, Gyrocopter's going to be looking pretty bad on damage.
Yeah, he went back, got the bots now too, so that even hurts. That's 2k into something that's just going to help for the split.
Oh, RP, he snags no one and actually brings back Solo. The BKB went off just in time. Solo's going to be able to hit by that one. No one, though, blinks in and will be able to finish off a Rise. Great response from Vega Squadron. 2 damn near instant reactions. Solo with the blink forward and the Glimmer Cape as well, while we had no one popping that BKB.
Playing a little bit too aggressive, wanting to try to make a play on them before the gyro came mid and grouped up, but it bit them in the butt. Even if Rise did have buyback, he wouldn't have much.
Oh, Ledge Strike Array is going to land on no one. They know he doesn't have BKB, which is why Pasha's going to bring forward his BKB of his own and push back Monkey Freedom Fighters. A little bit of damage goes out, 20 seconds till Rise back up. Looks like Mag's going to be target here. Did have to snowball for that one. And will be able to blink himself away. Clockwork Rocket, Paris running up the side here. 4 more seconds until he has a hook shot. Solo blinking away, TP out, and he's successful. Paris still looking for the hook shot, but I think Mag's out of range. So pretty clean extraction here for Vega Squadron. Not losing any heroes on the retreat, but at the same time, they still have yet to take that next objective.
Yep. That was a really good hold considering they didn't even have their mag. And also Solo getting out when he had the gem is a key too. Now they're not going to get back map control on their side for Team Kappa here, but still it's looking really good for them. If they can't siege high ground with an Aegis and a Magnus with RP dead, I don't know, man. It's just looking even better for the Radiant side here.
Yeah, it seems like the game's just stalling out. Monkey Freedom Fighters will take the advantage late game with this PL, who now has 4k gold in the bank. He's got buyback. Eventually, once he gets enough farm, he'll get that next late game item. We'll see what it is eventually. Scotty and Butterfly, the most likely options. So you said the Abyssal would probably help out a lot against the Gyrocopter, just being able to lock him down. Same goes with the Queen of Pain during those BKB timings.
Yep. And we saw the Queen of Pain pick up the Shivas. Didn't talk about it too much, but it's what you need to get when you're playing against a PO. You have to find out, you need to use everything just basically to clear out the illusions. As we talked about, Gyro doesn't have enough DPS, so they need all the AoE help they can get. But his next item is, I'm trying to think of what they can really do. Probably needs to get a refresher, but he doesn't have any mana regen. That's gonna, I guess that's what refresher does. It gives you a lot of mana regen, not too much intelligence, but still you might
like
need to see 2 ultimates from no one to win a team fight.
Yeah. Do you think it's because he's going up against an illusion based hero like PL that he's not going for the more typical Queen of Pain late game build, which is like you start focusing on physical damage, so you go for AC, then maybe you go for like Daedalus or MKB.
I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody picked up Mjolnir like the Queen of Pain, as you're saying. It's not that bad. He can get the right clicks going, maybe put on the Mjolnir on someone like Gyro or Tusk, have them go in.
Yeah, just because the illusions are so hard to deal with, and that is obviously when you go for the AC and damage items, it's a very single target focused build, while this PL, obviously you're going to have a hard time determining which one the real one is.
No, it's just that they can disengage so well from Team Kappa, is that you're going to have to expect the PL to always survive, and that's just going to be the big problem. When you have 4 staffs, hook shots, I'm surprised they don't have the one thing you can fault Team Kappa right now is that they don't have a Glimmer Cape. And that's something that they could really use to really help out against the CM ulti, or, you know, even a little bit of the burst damage from Gyrocopter's call down, but still.
Well, Vega Squadron still, I'm sure they feel like they know that time is against them, and etc., etc. But at the same time, they know they can't win the fight right now. So they're just still continuing to stall it out. I guess waiting for some sort of opening for the next Roshan, which will have cheese in it. Pasha right now, you can see he's going for the MKB. Or what I can only presume is to be the MKB. I don't think you go for the Divine Rapier just yet.
Yeah. If you want the Rapier, you probably want to get the Aegis first. And then maybe they could do it, but Posh,
Pasha, he's not getting anything anytime soon. RP locks him down during the BKB. Laguna Blade makes it look pretty damn easy to kill a golden gyrocopter. And Paris actually wants to go for more here. He's got his ally TPing in. Sing Sing will help him out once he's ready to go with this hook shot. Lands it on the Crystal Main, pushes him back as best as possible. Solo was there with the defense, but they do have the counter ward. Looks like our Crystal Main getting out in time. Skewer to stop him. And 2 pickoffs, the important one being the gyrocopter. They're going to try and force a buyback here. Go right through this tier 2 tower and up hill. Actually, as I stated, no one's already pressuring that tier 3 tower, so they do have to send someone back to address this at the very least. Yapstor will be their designated defender.
Yep. Just gonna go back. No reason to really put. I mean, they can still put pressure on. They still have the PL, and without the gyro, I don't think they have enough DPS, so they could even chip that away. But no need to play aggressive when all you have to do is just keep farming, and they know at this rate that PL can carry this game 100%. I mean, he's got the Empower, he's got the Bloodlust for late game. Once he has like a Heart or a Scotty, I don't know how they're gonna kill him.
I just can't wait till we see like the Bloodlust being put, and he gets a multi-cast.
And then multi-cast, oh yeah.
And then you got these illusions that have Bloodlust as well. Like, Nana's just gonna disappear. Whoever he starts going on to, Sing Sing is just gonna rupture all of their mana so quickly. Especially with this butterfly that he chose to go. So no Scotty. I'm presuming Scotty's still his, well, okay, drums. Is it Scotty or is it Abyssal? He replaces the drums
Scotty.
for what?
Scotty or Heart. I'm gonna predict Scotty.
Okay. You're backing down from
Heart's
your Abyssal
really good
call?
for when you want to siege, and you have the constant HP regen when you could just back out. And then for the team fight, man fight, it's definitely better to have the Scotty just to slow down the attack speed and the movement slow of the gyrocopter. So either one, he's just going to decide, are we going to chip away or are we going to team fight?
RP's ready to go, plus Arise has a haste rune in his bottle. All the mobility in the world to set him up for a good RP, but he won't have any opportunities unless they push uphill, as Monkey Freedom Fighters are not finding anyone to defend these tier 2 battles.
Oh my goodness, Yapstor is flying at a BKB on Lena. This guy's playing like a monster. They have nothing for that too.
Yeah, he's 4th in the net worth chart. Pretty big mark between him and 3rd place, but still. Impressed for a 4 position. Sing Sing actually running in max movement speed once he activates that flutter. Can't catch anybody just yet.
Next. It's really hard for Vega now. They feel it. I would feel pressured like this and just try to go for a Roche play.
Roshan is going to be the next target. And they will get it. Monkey Freedom Fighter is just going to be a bit too slow. Looks like they were grouping up. They even throw the rocket and everything. Towards Vega Squadron just do it too quickly. But is it actually going to be mad hurrying at all? As you could see, Monkey Freedom Fighter still feel comfortable enough with the team fight that they're willing to force it even against Aegis and Cheese.
Apparently with Paris, he had in mind, but he could have probably just forced that away. I don't think they would have been in a good position. They were really far away to make a play. Paris might have been blown up, but
maybe just try and force out the BKB and retreat.
Right. That could be what he was thinking too. But we haven't really talked about Bucking Mad here. He just finished up his Blink Dagger. He has his Ags, and with these BKBs lowering on the side of Vega, it can easily blow up. Like, he can just solo, like the gyrocopter, once he's out of the BKB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he gets 2 different 4 times multicast. RP. Oh, another whiff there from Arise. Monkey Freedom Fighters might still be forcing this one. No one's actually going to blink forward and starts going for Arise to target. Matt going to punch him up in the air, but Pasha desperately needs help. Sing Sing start targeting him. Glimmercape's going to be able to get him some distance. And now Crystal Maid dropping that ultimate is actually doing a good amount of work, but Sing Sing, he's still too damn tanky. Pops Doppelganger and starts running himself away. They've won the fight. Can they actually shut down Sing
If
Sing,
they
though?
get him, this might be it.
Oh, Sing Sing's actually going to fall. Pasha is going to stay alive, keeping that Aegis ready to go. And he's down for 80 seconds. Same goes for Arlena. No one's going to be the next target. Multicast does manage to pick him up. Mad, though, is going to be disabled and slowed down enough, and I think the rest of the team will be able to kill him, or actually just Tusk. Good snowball save. Just Tusk and Shadow Shaman are enough to kill that Ogre Magi. So Vega Squadron start backing up, and they're actually going to go for the heal now. Does Gyrocopter have Boots of Travel? He does, so he can immediately keep the pressure on that middle lane.
Yeah, no buyback could bought the heart during that team fight, and Rise not delivering right there, and they still have the Aegis to work with on Posh right now. It's looking really good for them going in the high ground. Solo doesn't have enough mana for his Mass Serpent Wards. Poor guy, but they don't know he doesn't have buyback, so they're gonna play it safe.
Oh man, that could have been an easy way to probably get a laner Rax or force a 4 versus 5. One or the other, but Vega Squadron missing out on that opportunity. They will claim the gem, which was what Paris was holding on to earlier.
Invisibility.
Still, it goes to show that the Phantom Lancer isn't completely immortal. At least not yet.
Yeah, you just target everyone else around him, and you make sure his illusions don't get big. Like, they didn't have that many illusions, and the Glimmer Capes really did help in that team fight. So, as long as Bucking Mad's not there with his gem in the team fight, they really can't see the Glimmer. So, it kind of sucks when you're in that position. You're like a support, and like you have the gem, but you can't sometimes go on the front line. But he's got 2,000 HP. What am I saying? He's so tanky.
Oh,
and, miss hook shot.
Paris. Oh, he doesn't have Aghanim Scepter yet either, so it's an unfortunate loss. Won't have that hook shot for another 40 seconds, and this could be Vega Squadron's time to strike. Yeah. And last time they jumped in, once they saw that Arise missed his ultimate, looks like they may have a similar plan. Mad, though, just kind of spoils things for them. Blinks in and immediately pops that smoke. Now the BKB activated by no one. Sing Sing's in the low ground here. Does take the Sonic Wave, but he doesn't really seem to care. Just does so little damage. Now Vega Squadron going to be in some trouble. Arise going to look for that opening. Does manage to get the skewer back and catches the Gyrocopter. That's just going to be the Aegis, though. Wards were dropped. Paris is in some trouble. Crystal Maiden's actually going to drop an ultimate of the old Pasha, though, will go down a second time. Sing Sing down to half HP. Doppelganger to the side and leaves his allies to die. No, he's actually going to come back in, but that's a mistake. Gets chickened up immediately. And oh my god, it's a white Vega Squadron. Against all odds, it would seem, managed to handedly win that fight against Monkey Freedom Fighters.
All you need to know about that team fight was Seema the Slayer. That's what you need to know. The CM ulti was a full channel duration. Even though it didn't do damage to the PL, it basically annihilated everyone else. Nobody had any more lockdown. They blew everything on the Gyrocopter, so that was like easy CM ulti there.
Yeah, no RP went out.
Yep.
Arise.
He was just not in range. He just got blown up by the shards coming in.
Now, Phantom Lancer is going to be forced into a buyback here. Gyrocopter does not buy back. He could have potentially bought back and TP'd in, but would have been too risky of a maneuver. And nothing objectively will be gained. It'll kind of even out, or not even out, it'll actually increase that Vega Squadron lead by quite a large amount, but Monkey Freedom Fighters still feel comfortable, I would say, going to late game. But this certainly is proving that Vega Squadron, it's not too one-sided late game, that's for sure. Seeing as our PL is 6 slotted, like, where else do you go from here?
Diffusal 2 and Moonshard.
Oh yeah, Moonshard's still
maybe
available. Sell
your Manta for an Abyssal or Sky. Those are the 3 things I think.
Right. Okay, 4-minute smokes. Maybe Arise will have a better opportunity here. He's actually going to go for the Shadow Blade to make things easier on himself. Vega Squadron. Making it very hard for him to be able to get those blink RPs successfully anyway. Smoke up around. They catch the Gyrocopter here. This will be big. Already the RP. Blink in for the side. They can't actually stop from getting up the BKB. Laguna Blade goes out. But Pasha just booking it back to the base. No one jumps forward though. Pops a BKB of his own. And just threatens Monkey Freedom Fighters with a Sonic Wave. The rest of his team want to back up and hide underneath their Tier 3 tower. So 15 to 25, 49.5 minutes in, a 14,000 gold lead for Vega Squadron, 20,000 experience, but these metrics are beginning to mean less and less. And it's more about the hero matchups than anything else as we start going late game and everybody gets 6 slotted.
Yep. The biggest problem right now is just Gyro's HP pool. It's only at 2,000. And interesting to see how he's going to deal with this. Is he going to go for a Satanic or what? Because he's still lacking the DPS and he's lacking the HP right now. So I want to see what he goes for. And, well, Vega are going to try to what Kappa tried to do. Going to go for the smoke play of their own. Osima has a BKB now. This is very big. It's on Paris and a Rise to cancel it. The CM ulti.
That's the last thing you want to do. Unless you're getting a lot of others, you don't want to be solo RPing a CM. So it feels like our Crystal Man's going to have plenty of opportunities to get off a big ultimate. But Pasha will actually back up to push in that top lane, even using the flat cannon to keep it going that much quicker.
You know, if they had a ward on that high ground right there, those three could have been screwed.
Yeah.
But they didn't have it. And they're just going to be grouping up here.
Scythe of Ice for no one, so if they do, I mean, he can very easily... Who's his first target? It's probably a Rise, right? Like, blink in, BKB, and Scythe. Magnus immediately. Or do you try and go for PL? It just feels like he's too tanky, and if you focus too much on him, you're going to be rebuffed by an RP.
Yeah, I just think that you don't need to go on the PL. We already saw it time and time again. They just keep on saving PL for last, and it's just the way... I think it's just the best way to do it.
Well, I think Admiral Bulldog,
I just saw the rat. He said he wants that Manta, dude.
Yeah. I think Admiral Bulldog is smiling right now, watching Sing Sing ratting away this game.
What a nerd.
Oh, there's a refresher now for the Shadow Shaman, so hopefully, especially with the Aghanims that he already has, this can change a lot. I mean, they do have that splash damage on the Mass Serpent Ward, so if you're able to drop double Aghanims level 3 Mass Serpent Wards, like, that's a good amount of AoE damage that you can just either... Obviously, you're going to be looking to focus down those buildings, but in the right fight, you can actually threaten the PL.
No one's going to get the RP misses!
Arise, just not a good day for him.
That was just... really perfect timing just of the gameplay, honestly. I mean, he just finished killing the neutrals and he blinked out immediately. Like, it was just bad coincidence. Yeah.
Alright, well, they know the RP is down, and they also know that he does not have a refresher. So they've got a full minute to be able to push this base, and they've got the double Mass Serpent Wards. They're going to jump in, but no, they want to stop it. Skewer already going down, bringing it back in. Sonic Wave gets laid up, but they're trying to pop solo and will be successful. Pasha eats the cheese, but now Sing Sing is battling out with Pasha. He actually backs himself away, starts going for no one, and actually got a full-on back to the fountain. He's lost a lot of his allies. It felt like the right idea, trying to stop the Shadow Shaman from being able to drop those wards, but the fight they got into doesn't seem to be worth it, as Vega Squadron will take the base with or without those wards.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mag didn't go in with his Snowball and try to save solo, but...
The skewer back, Pasha! I'm not sure if he didn't expect that one or what. Snowball's actually going to save him a little bit. The Snowball puts him back into the tier 4, but now with a Scythe of Ice, Sing Sing in some serious trouble. He needs to be able to doppelganger away, but he doesn't have the cooldown. Vega Squadron all dropping low, but they got what they came for. Able to take out Sing Sing. He's down for 2 minutes time, and they're going to start lining up his barracks.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Well, the Butterfly, man. Butterfly winning Pasha Dota. That was his item of choice, and it seems like it's working out now. Everyone seems to be playing really well now, and
Rise has got
Rise not having that RP, man. It's really hurting.
We're back. Force staff away. Force staff that BKB. If they can both get back to the fountain, maybe, just maybe, they can delay this game long enough. The Vega Squadron are still looking all pretty low, so they're not going to be able to end the game just yet, despite the fact that Sing Sing's still down for a full minute. Mag, Glimmer Cape, and Dust will be able to reveal him. Lagoon and Blade thrown out without a second thought.
They have eyes on Pasha. They have a hook shot ready from Paris. He's going to be scouting Rocket and blind hook. No, not going to catch him.
So 2 sets of racks down. I mean, you could basically say it's a set. They got the more important melee racks at the bottom lane. So both middle and bottom lane will be constantly pushing into the favor of Vega Squadron. 55 minutes in, I didn't imagine Vega Squadron would actually be able to win a late game engagement, but it seems I underestimated their late game power. Or perhaps overestimated the Phantom Lancers. Buyback, they don't want to give up this Roshan. They're actually going to TP in. They're really going to go for this fight, trying to catch the Gyrocopter already solo, being bounced back once again. Pasha still has the BKB. Focusing on Ferris, but there's the RP. Locking down 2, and here comes Sing Sing, ready to focus down this Gyrocopter, but the damage is being negated by that Butterfly. That's why he jumps over to go for no one. Locked down with the multicast, jumps ahead of the Blink. A second multicast stops him in his track. They will be able to finish off the Queen of Pain, leaving the Gyrocopter alone with the Crystal Maiden, and Roshan seems to be Monkey Freedom Fighters to take.
Yep, that was really good play.
This is a very dangerous maneuver. He was getting so near that Roshan pit, but there's no way. Aegis is dropped, and Clockwork is actually the one to pick it up. The cheese couldn't quite be snagged there by the courier. It goes to, who grabbed it?
They're grasping for every last breath, Cap.
No, wait, they did have it. I just saw the net worth and it said like the courier, like nothing was on it, right? It gives you that gold metric, so I thought that meant it didn't pick up the cheese, but they stole the cheese.
Yeah, they did.
I was looking around like I saw the courier die with no
going.
net worth, but
yeah. Come on, Valve, fix your cheese not showing up on courier. Come on, guys.
Clearly don't value cheese that much. I mean, if they managed to win, if Vega Squadron somehow managed to win because of a cheese steal from the courier, call me impressed. But this game is still
kind of in their favor right now. Yeah, 2 racks is up.
Yeah.
They still have the Aegis to work with. Wait, who has Aegis? Oh, yeah, it's Clockwork here. Paris has it, and it's not really that tanky. It's just kind of, I mean, he's just going to go hook in, probably die, and then come back and do much. He's really underfarmed right now, but he's actually the most underfarmed player in the game right now. But it's a really hard position to be in Clockwork, where you just go in and you die, even though you have the Force Staff away. It's
okay. He's kind of got some company in a rise.
Yeah.
The 2 cores on the side of Monkey Freedom Fighters are operating the bottom 2 of the net worth chart.
Oh, that's like calling them out, man.
Call it how I see it, man. The metrics don't lie.
Metrics don't lie.
It's at this point in time that you would really hope for like a refresher, you know, on the Magnus.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, I also could use a BKB too. But
there's no reason for this, right? Like I can't possibly see a reason for only having level 2 RP.
Oh, that's just falling out even more.
What?
300. I don't understand.
That's very clearly like he just thinks he has level 3 RP.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna move on. All right, next we gotta push him.
It is not a Rise's day. Oh boy.
It's something. He's on tilt, man. I don't know what he did, but here comes the.
Oh man, this rotation around. Hook shot misses. Solo blinks forward. Vega Squadron just keep on going. They're gonna go straight for Megas here. Already dropping the wards, and Monkey Freedom Fighters are actually going to come in just a bit too late, but the RP! 4-man RP! Coming out from the line, skewers them back, straight into the hands of Sing Sing, but is this going to be enough? Sonic Wave started wasting a rise, and Sing Sing still going strong at half HP. No one goes over to the side of Mad, but Multicast 1, Multicast not getting the second one. Sing Sing still healthy, but Pasha's able to get him some distance. He starts going for Magashed. Yaptor buys himself a slight bit of time in order to get that stun, but will go down to the end. Now Sing Sing going for Pasha, but he will be able to TP out, and that's going to be Mega Creeps with a clean escape out for Vega Squadron.
Not yet. They don't have Mega Creeps yet.
Oh no, they don't.
I thought they had the range racks bottom.
Oh, I forgot about that range racks bottom. Still
either.
That was a brilliant play from Vega Squadron. I mean, they saw that, saw what was going to happen, and just drop wards of the fight. And once they've taken those buildings, just purely the double wards, TP away. Like there's no sense in continuing that fight at that point.
Smart play, and they even won it while TPing away. That's the best part. Like, they killed 3 heroes and they got out.
Yeah.
Got the 2 Raxus. That's just seems like perfect play to me from Vega, but 4-man RP just not doing enough work. They really need to have Lina there too, having a 4-man stun, Dragon Slave, and maybe ulti killing someone, but they just lack so much AoE. All their AoE is based on just Sing right-clicking them, and didn't work out there.
Scenario now for Monkey Freedom Fighters. It's only 3 heroes up, and they just have a range Rax. What do range Rax even have? Well, it's only sitting on 845 HP. They focus too much on that. They'll also start losing their tier 4s at the same time. Vega Squadron can pretty much just wait until the wards are up and go for a Shadow Shaman Blink wards play.
Yep. I suspect they can even do, just split. All they have to do is they could even put the wards on the throne and put 4 heroes bottom or something crazy. Or they can just do a lot of quirky stuff.
So you got to start getting creative. You're Monkey Freedom Fighters, right? You can't just sit back, because even if you can win the engagement, one way or the other, Vega Squadron will get the objectives to win the game. So perhaps this is their time to push out, see if they can force a fight outside their own base.
Oh yeah, if they don't fight outside the base, they basically lose the game. It's just no hope.
What do you think about he is going to go with the Abyssal Blade on Sing rather than the MKB? He seems to be having some issues.
Well, they're starting the fight, Mag.
Oh, the TP in here from Sing already a multicast, locking down Mag. Sing's going to try and target him first. Meanwhile, Pasha just tries to dish out black-handed damage. There's the RP. Locking down 2, Snow going for Matt as best as possible. Rise pushes him back and actually gets a 4-step away. No! Goes down to the last bit of shot damage from Pasha, and now a full retreat out from Monkey Freedom Fighters, but it doesn't matter with Sing dead and only a range Rax left. Vega Squadron will finally, after a full hour, claim game number 1.
Sing just got locked down right there at the end of the fight. He sold his BKB, and CM ulti did so much damage to him at the end there too, so it was just very hard from them at the end. They had to make that play outside the base. They didn't have the greatest positioning, you could say, in the last team fight. They didn't have as much vision as they probably wanted. It was just a Hail Mary, but they did make it interesting with that Roshan steal, and potentially they could have came back in the game, but just that great warding placement. And I want to say good team play all around coming in from Vega. Just understanding the game. It looked like Sing was going to carry the game.